Hi everyone, this is Zorba's Media's editor-in-chief speaking. Today I am visiting Zorka.Mobi's office in Minsk. Zorka.Mobi's business is not confined to one particular niche. It includes both an affiliate network and a huge media buying team. But I have to come to Minsk to talk to these guys about influencer marketing. However, Dmitry was very busy and couldn't give me an interview. We agreed to shoot an interview in St. Petersburg, and I was left to enjoy Minsk alone. That was not so bad. Hi Dmitry. I'm glad we have finally met, this time in St. Petersburg. When I visited your Minsk office, you were very busy, and so I couldn't catch up with you. I was told that you were the only right person to discuss influencer marketing with, and only in St. Petersburg. Yeah, and only in St. Petersburg, and that's why we are here today, in St. Petersburg, in co-working space Yasnaya Polyana. There we have a Leo Tolstoy book, in case you haven't noticed yet, War and Peace. Yeah, so today we're going to discuss influencer marketing. Thank you for taking your time. Let's get started then. Let's get started.
Bino, super powerful tracking platform. Only $99 a month, unlimited. Built by top affiliates, for affiliates. Support team helps you with everything from your very first setup. Join now and get first months for free and 40% discount. Link in the description.
You know, I wanted to start with this. Zorka.Mobi, your agency, consists of 3 units, as I have been already told. Namely, a CPA network itself, a media buying unit, so to speak, and an influencer marketing unit. Yep, you're right. So, could you tell me what influencer marketing is in a nutshell? How this unit operates in the context of your agency? I thought you would ask how it is served. The thing is that we have just talked about the culinary art off screen. So, the influencer marketing unit in our agency consists of 2 departments, that is the technical department and the department that deals with people. People are at the core of our business because influencer marketing is built upon communications. So, we communicate with bloggers on a daily basis. We communicate with clients on a daily basis. Technological solutions, roughly speaking, help us to do this faster and provide for higher quality from the client's perspective. If I understand correctly, you are collaborating with influencers such as bloggers or celebrities, and through them you... not necessarily celebrities. They can just be some cool guys. Yeah, that is not uncommon today. Actually, I still have no idea how it all works. For instance, I have been recently introduced to Tik-Tok, and there are some people on this platform who are not well known but who have 300,000 followers. How is that possible? It's not uncommon on TikTok, yeah. I guess that we just know too little about this Generation Z, or probably it's already the next generation. When I log into TikTok, I can't browse it for a long time. 5 minutes is quite enough for me. I don't know why I would need it. But how do these people manage to get 300,000 followers? Do you understand how it all works? They do something, yeah, their audience is a different generation. We don't see the value behind these videos. We don't understand why we should subscribe to these people, why we should give them likes, while youngsters find it all very cool. They are dancing in front of each other, they see it as a form of self-expression, I guess. So, you promote offers through such influencers, if I can put it this way? Or what is it called? Offers? Apps? You see, now we are talking only about TikTok as though we were working exclusively with this platform, which is not true. We started off with YouTube first and foremost, then we were also working with Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat and Twitch. As to TikTok, it's a relatively new platform that became popular in the Russian market and started gaining impetus only a year ago. The most recent data shows that it is the fastest growing platform among all platforms in the world, I guess. I would agree with you. I've also read about that recently. Well, I'm going to ask you about the sources a little bit later. Now, I would like to discuss this model in general, irrespective of the channel. Sum it all up, so to speak, so that our viewers who are not familiar with this model will be able to understand that influencer marketing relies on the endorsements from influencers, quote-unquote celebs, to promote some offers. Or how shall I put it? I would describe it a little bit differently. So, we divide our marketing efforts into two groups. On the one hand, we promote brands. On the other hand, for the companies who are very particular about a campaign's performance, we try to secure high performance in terms of, when it comes to offers, installs, I don't know, some actions and so on. Something like that. Do most of your customers come to you for increasing brand awareness, if that's what you call it? Are they interested in expanding their reach? No, most of our clients have a different goal. At the very outset, we start off as a mobile network. So, we worked as a performance marketing agency, so therefore our first clients were focusing on performance. Consequently, we started doing influencer marketing with performance-oriented clients. We focused on measurable results. Each month, we analyze what ROI our client has, whether it's positive or negative. Of course, sometimes we can't secure positive results right away. We need more time. Say we have been doing something for a month, for 2 months, and then some customer says that this channel is just not working for them. But the most patient clients will wait for the results. I'd also like to ask you this question. How long does it take you to test everything? To be more specific, from the point of view of the performance model, for instance, let me put it this way. Say a new app has been launched and the company comes to you and wants to test this marketing channel. How long will it take? Everything depends on your budget. If your marketing budget is $5,000, then I don't think you will be able to test anything. The minimum budget is $20,000. And I'd say that testing will take 3 months. And that will be enough to assess the effectiveness, because you might not be able to hit your target audience right away. Yes, we do rely on a predictive model. We try to forecast future outcomes for our clients, but in any case, we can't give them any guarantee. We don't know how the audience of this particular channel will respond to your product. How long does the preliminary work take? Before you launch tests, say a person comes to you, so you come to us and say, promote me. Well, yes, I come to you and I have an app. A person as the representative of a company that has an app to promote. I already understand that it takes $20,000 as a minimum budget and that testing will take 3 months. The lowest threshold is $10,000, but I'd say it's better to have at least $20,000. And when will we start running tests? You know, we can launch the tests rather quickly. We have bloggers who work with us on an exclusive basis, and so if they have the audience we need, then we'll be able to launch a campaign, say, next day. Money in the morning, chairs in the evening. Well, usually we gather all the data on a client's product performance and analyze the target audience. Then, we use our in-house technology platform to choose the approximate pool of bloggers who have the most relevant audience for this product. This will take about 3 days. Then, we submit the report to our client and the client goes over it. When it comes to mobile products, clients care not only about performance metrics, but also about brand awareness. It's also very important. Therefore, if you take some blogger who has, I don't know, a compelling appeal, but is out of tune with the brand, your client can say that they don't want their product to be promoted in such a manner. Well, for instance, if somebody farts in front of a lighter on TikTok, Uber wouldn't want to be associated with it. Who knows, probably it will perform well. We had an interesting case. Once, we launched a campaign with a blogger, and he was just telling his viewers that he didn't need to study, that he could earn more money in a day than his teacher would earn in a year. And then the screen just went black. And people were watching it? Yeah, but our client told us that that was inappropriate. But in terms of performance, it was a great campaign. He was just saying, I make a lot of money, and here's how I do it. And then the screen went black. And he was like, download it, guys. And it has worked out very well. How big is the influencer marketing market now? Is there any data available? How big is the market in your opinion? Well, how shall I put it? Everybody tries to measure the market size, but we won't ever get any definite assessment. Currently, within the framework of IAB Russia, we are planning to measure the Russian market. But we think that the market size doubled in the previous year, to put it this way. In 2018 and part of 2019, the market size doubled, and we see it. Now, we are going to make some more precise calculations. On the one hand, we will gather some feedback from our clients, from agencies, because we need to measure how much money they spend on it now. On the other hand, we will carry out an automated analysis of YouTube and Instagram, at the very least, to try to produce an approximate number. We need to know what the cost of an impression is and how many ads are placed there to measure the market size. We are going to combine the survey data with the technological assessment of YouTube and Instagram. I believe it will work out pretty well as the market players have a stake in it. Active advertisers need to better understand this channel as its potential. So, the key problem we face now is attribution, as was the case with TV. As you may remember, it was very difficult to measure the effectiveness of TV ads. We have come across the same problem in influencer marketing. For instance, if we take... I also want to raise this subject. So, talking about a certain product, for instance, you come to us with a mobile product and you ask us how many installs we will generate. Of course, we will insert the links, but we won't know how much of your audience is organic traffic. A huge share of organic traffic. Well, in my opinion, 50% of all this traffic is organic, while the other 50% goes through the link. Let's talk about it separately a bit later. I have some questions for you in this regard. Now, returning to the market size, do you have many competitors? Well, the competition is rather high, I would say. But I know for sure that when we started off, we only had a few competitors. Now, however, the competition is pretty high. Are you in the top 20, top 10, top 5, top 3, number 1? Number 1, of course, we will say that we are number 1. In terms of volume, I mean. Top 5, I think. In the world? Among the CIS countries or in Europe? That is a difficult question. That is a difficult question. Considering our market activity, I think it can be said that we are in the top 10. Globally? Yes, globally. And you achieved this in 2.5 years? Yeah, in 2.5 years, yes. In your opinion, will marketing budgets increase in the next 3 years? I mean, do advertisers start to realize how effective this channel is? If we are able to describe the attribution model, at least in approximate terms, or say some third-party market experts such as Adjust or Apps Flyers, or any other tracking system, or attribution system certifies that everything is okay according to their attribution model. For instance, we think that 50% of traffic goes through the link, while another 50% is traffic. And if this is verified by market experts, then the advertisers will have more trust in this channel. How do advertisers pay you? For actions on the CPA model, Well, it all differs. Actually, it's rather difficult to pay for actions if you work with bloggers. Only if this action costs 3 times higher than, I don't know, than buying actions in a certain network or through a media buying team. I have always been curious about this, you know? When I watch some videos on YouTube, I see that bloggers promote avia sales or something like that. Does a blogger get paid on a fixed fee basis, irrespective of the number of installs? Oh, a fixed fee basis. So it doesn't depend on the performance? You know, bloggers do their job. They interact with their audience, entertain it. Do advertisers pay you for the actions in most cases, or... No, now advertisers pay for... Well, now they also pay for... Yeah, they also pay a fixed fee. And do you receive your margin? Yeah, we get our margin. We are absolutely open about it. Our goal is to buy a blogger's services at a lower fee, and this blogger must hit your target audience and be effective. And then we get our fixed margin. Then, what is your motivation to decrease CPA costs? What's our motivation? You want to retain your advertisers, right? Yeah, of course. Yeah, because in this case, it will be more effective for our advertiser. The end user action will be more effective provided that the actions are taken into account. Do you think that the market will arrive at the model where an advertiser pays for actions or for installs? Or it's impossible due to all these difficulties? It will depend on the cost of an action. And again, if we are able to track all the actions, to attribute all the actions, only then it will be possible. I've seen some of your ads in some bloggers' videos I watched. And I noticed that you encourage users to make certain actions, for instance, log into some game, start playing, and then get to the 10th level. Yeah, to get more gold. Or a prize, yeah. As far as I remember, you could receive a notebook as a prize. Is it your own idea, or was it initiated by an advertiser? You know, we usually test different models with our advertisers. And therefore, if you have already exhausted your audience, then you'll need some giveaways or special offers. So this is done to motivate... Yeah, this is consciously done to motivate an audience, yeah. What are other ways to encourage users to follow the link rather than install an app organically? For tracking purposes, I mean. Well, I don't think that is the goal in itself. The client will be able to measure campaign's performance based on a positive ROI and say... It is often the case that the number of effective leads that go through a tracking system is enough to pay off an investment, without taking organic traffic into account. Yes, it does happen sometimes. Yes, it's sometimes the case. What converts best? Or is it... What do you mean? What converts the best today? Well, probably that's not an accurate question. Yeah, it's difficult to give a definite answer. Everything can convert. It all depends on a particular client. Do you have something that you would like to work with the most, or something you don't like to work with? Say, you prefer to work with games just because... Well, yes, historically, we are better at working with games. Talking about bloggers and taking into account the specifics of working with bloggers, it doesn't matter who you work with as far as influencer marketing is concerned. The only requirement that has emerged recently, and what we are currently witnessing, is that agencies are required to come up with creative solutions. And so we are also involved in the creative side of things. You shoot all this yourself? No, we don't shoot it ourselves, no. We just develop the concept and decide how we will promote a certain product, how we will make it all cool, or say how to adapt a client's technical requirements for a blogger. We usually draw up technical requirements for a blogger together with a client, and then we brief a blogger. Usually, a briefing is the same for all bloggers. But currently, we realize that we should customize briefings for each particular blogger, depending on how they present information. So, in order to increase the efficiency, but it is the blogger who shoots everything? Yes, they do it on their own, it's their job. Yeah, they must be paid for something. You know, I wanted to ask you this. Is there any service or a web resource where you can find bloggers? Do these resources exist nowadays? I mean, some databases or marketplaces for bloggers? Or you have to build this database yourself? Well, it's definitely not YouTube. As regards to our in-house platform, we have our own database that we use to find a blogger who has the target audience that our client needs. Then we can contact the blogger and organize all the work processes. I have read that you have around 300,000 bloggers. Yes, well, around 300,000 bloggers. And you have gathered this database on your own, manually, or... Well, I'm just trying to understand how you manage to gather it. Well, of course, it's impossible to gather 300,000 people manually. We use the data provided by our French partner Wisdio. They have been certified by YouTube, and so we receive data on bloggers from them on a monthly basis. With statistics? Yes, of course, with statistics. But we also add our own data to these statistics. As we have in-house data on campaigns we have run before, and, therefore, we match the statistics we receive with our in-house data. What are the most important metrics for evaluating an ad campaign? What I mean is influencers. What is the most important statistical data? What do you pay attention to first? You know, it depends on whether a client is focusing on performance or whether it's a brand that wants to expand its reach. Therefore, the maximum reach is most important for brands, the unique audience reach, so to speak. Whereas the most important metric for performance-oriented clients is the number of paying users, of new customers. How would you assess the number of paying users? Well, we don't see it, but the client sees how many new users he has acquired. No, I mean, before you decide where to place a certain ad, when you analyze a blogger, what do you pay attention to first? What are the most important metrics for you? I don't know, like viewing time, audience reach, demography. The most important metrics is the number of views, I guess. So, in relation to YouTube, that is the most important metric? Well, in relation to YouTube, yes, obviously it's not the number of subscribers. Not the number of subscribers? As for now, no. And what about the viewing time? Is it an important metric? That's an interesting question you ask. Viewing time. The viewing time of what? Of a video, roughly speaking. The video is 20 minutes long, but the average viewing time per video is 2 minutes. Do you analyze this kind of statistics? No, we do not analyze this kind of statistics, as we do not get this kind of statistics. I would like to ask you whether it's difficult, as a rule, to come to an agreement with a blogger. Are they absolutely open, or there are some celebrities that are hard to reach out to? Do you sometimes find it hard to deal with some bloggers? Bloggers are very interesting people indeed. Well, when it comes to us, we find it easy to work with them because we have been working with some bloggers for a couple of years already. And so, we can just talk with them as you would with a friend. We are on the same page. When you want to start working with someone new, there are some people who are hard to reach out to, and that takes several iterations. Talking about establishing new partnerships, we send emails and the conversion rate is not more than 10%. So you send emails to some people, and by conversion you mean when a person sees an email and responds to it. Yes, I am interested. Yes, just think about it, only 10% of people respond to an email. Does it happen that, say, an advertiser comes to you and says that they want these particular bloggers, 2 or 3 bloggers they want for their ad campaign? Yes, it does happen, but usually the advertiser who knows what bloggers they want to work with will contact them themselves. Of course, we can do it for them and take our commission. Why not? After all, they have saved us the trouble. But of course, if they want to enlist bloggers that work with us exclusively, then they will come to us. Why would a blogger sign an exclusive contract with an agency? Bloggers need a constant supply of clients. Consequently, an agency can provide them with customers. And if you have an exclusive contract with a blogger, then you will give them priority. I wanted to ask you this. Is there any critical difference between working with a blogger who has 1 million subscribers, well, not subscribers, but views per video, and with 10 bloggers who have 100,000 views? Is it better to test 10 bloggers with 100,000 views each, or conversely, one major blogger? That is an interesting question you asked. I haven't thought about it before. What would be cheaper, in your opinion? 10 bloggers with 100,000 views each, or one with 1 million? 10 with 100,000 views each. That would be cheaper? Definitely. So, is it true that the higher number of views, the higher the cost of each view? Is it actually the case? Yes, it's popularity. You pay for a brand name, as you would anywhere else. Do you have the lowest entry threshold for bloggers? How many views should they have? Well, I guess the general market entry threshold is approximately 10,000 views. I don't know. If you are launching an ad campaign promoting a product or an app targeting a certain region, such as Omsk, for example, or Yekaterinburg, then you won't find local million-plus bloggers there. And so you will have to work with lots of micro-influencers to reach your goals. So you have all this data on bloggers, including cities, and you can somehow... Yes, we can analyze bloggers' activities depending on their location and the location of their audience. But this is true only for Instagram, to make things clear. The influencer marketing unit is now the largest in Zorka.Mobi. It has even outperformed the CPA network, am I right? Yes, currently it's Zorka.Mobi's largest unit, and I think the reason behind it is that some time ago we were the first, well, one of the first market players that provided such a service, and therefore we still remain the position of path breakers, so to speak. I suspect that you are growing at an exponential rate. How much do you want to grow in 2019 as compared to 2018? What growth do you expect? Twofold, at the very least. Actually, our company, well, looking at our statistics, the company has been growing threefold each year. I'm talking about the last 3 years, I mean, or even about the last 5 years. How many advertisers do you have approximately who work with you in the area of, in terms of numbers? Yes, in terms of numbers, and only in the area of active MAU? What? MAU? Yes? What do you mean by that? Monthly active advertisers. Oh, I see. Like monthly active users. I just wanted to know how many active advertisers you have. Well, we actually have from 10 to 50 monthly active advertisers because many advertisers have scheduled ad flights. And therefore, in some months, we have plenty of work to do, while other months we are not so busy. Advertisers come to you themselves now, or your sales department is still actively working? We have lots of incoming advertisers. We are now included in all ratings, both in Russia and abroad, and so we have lots of incoming advertisers. So you don't have to look for new advertisers? No, we're actively looking for new advertisers, but it also depends on the proper onboarding of incoming customers. Can you imagine a situation where you know for sure that some game has a huge potential and that you can just take it to some affiliate network and test it? Or is it impossible and you have to work directly with the product owner? No, I guess you wouldn't be able to find it in a network. You have to work directly with an owner if we are talking about the current model. But we are developing something now. We are beta testing the work with bloggers on a CPA model. Do you think that it's possible to monetize other types of offers through bloggers and influencers on the CPA model? I don't know, Nutra offers and so on? Of course, FMCGs are widely promoted by bloggers and with good results. FMCGs, yes. FMCG offers. But here you also come across tracking issues, I guess, that you have to resolve on your own. Well, as regards to products, I guess that you can use promo codes to track sales. A buyer just uses a certain promo code that was assigned to a particular blogger, and so you can track the end results through the promo codes. In your opinion, can the influencer marketing channel somehow be used by solo marketers, solo affiliates who want to give it a try, buy an ad, test some offers, or it's only for major businesses? Well, I know for sure that some affiliates launch their own YouTube channels, and some of them launch channels with videos that do not feature a particular person because it's simpler. Simpler than what? I don't get it. Videos that do not feature a particular person. In this case, you do not depend on anybody. If I launch a channel with videos featuring you, for instance, then sooner or later you can say that you're going to start working independently. You mean that these affiliates grow an audience, grow their channels? Yes. And people just work for them? Wow. And they monetize their channels? Yes. And they monetize it on the CPA model? Yes, it can be. Wow, that's interesting. Yet another idea for those who are watching this video now. And this is exactly the reason why I like the diversity of affiliate marketing. You know, considering traffic in general, you can use a great variety of approaches. The final thing I wanted to talk about today is, and we have touched upon it earlier, I guess you wanted to talk about fraud. By the way, I don't have any questions on fraud. I haven't thought about it. But as you've mentioned it, you were right in not thinking about it, as there is practically no fraud here. But I think the time has not come for it yet. Some people will come up with something. Of course, I think they have already done it. We just don't know about it yet. But we are already dealing with it. Actually, I wanted to talk about traffic sources. You mentioned that TikTok is now gaining popularity. In percentage terms, does YouTube still occupy the lion's share of the market? Yes, YouTube has the lion's share of the market, and then goes Instagram, speaking about the market in general. YouTube, Instagram, and then others, and then others. In your opinion, will TikTok continue gaining momentum and even overtake Instagram? Well, I know for sure that now... How does the Generation Z consume information? Well, talking about TikTok, it has set itself a goal to increase the age of their audience. But I think it will increase only as their audience grows older, in my opinion. Taking into account the current market trends and a great number of the TikTok app installs, I believe that there will be money. I would say that there will be money. I think that the money is already there. And I know for sure that some major advertisers, such as Sberbank, have already launched challenges on TikTok because they need to sell their banking products to the new generation. On TikTok, they can reach out to 17-year-old students who are about to get their first bank card, their first loan, to fall into debt for the first time. So, ad campaigns are already run there. I have even heard that some marketplaces are popping up. They now have an ads platform where you can buy ads in the news feed, so to speak, feed ads. You can buy challenges. It's all rather expensive, especially challenges, but we haven't measured the effectiveness of challenges yet, as we haven't launched them. But I believe that if your brand appeals to TikTok's audience, then challenges will be rather effective, as they often go viral. You said that you had started 2.5 years ago, and the market in general was in its infancy back then. In your opinion, is it difficult to enter this market now? How difficult is it to engage in this business? Well, I know for sure that there are quite a lot of intermediaries now, and that new bloggers are popping up every day. And so, currently, it is possible to find and occupy a certain niche. You know, it will be a small agency. Imagine we meet tomorrow and I don't know, we agree upon, say we decide to specialize in adult men traffic. Yeah, something like that. And then we gather the corresponding bloggers and that's it, we can start making money. So it is easier to occupy a small niche rather than establish a big company? Yes, you can establish a small agency and work with a handful of bloggers. Talking about a serious mid-scale agency, how much initial investment do you need to enter the market? Millions of dollars? You know, if your first advertiser is going to defer payments for 60 days, then I think you're going to need several millions of dollars. Several millions of dollars, I see. But it depends on the marketing budget, of course. If it's a major advertiser, then you are going to need quite a lot of money to start working with them. And how most of the money will be spent? Firstly, you will need to pay the bloggers. Aren't the agencies paid in advance? Don't advertisers pay in advance? No. All advertisers are like that. They want to see and analyze the results first, and only then they make their final decision. I thought that the advertiser pays you immediately after the agreement has been signed. Nope. So they pay you afterwards, and does it happen that they refuse to pay? You need to buy an ad yourself? Yes, actually yes, you buy an ad yourself. Then you'll also have to pay yourself for your job. Oh, wow. And only then the advertiser will finally pay you. I see. Have you ever come across some difficulties at this stage? Or probably only partially? Honestly speaking, never. Really? Yeah, we have never encountered such difficulties. Let's then finish our interview on this positive note. The conversation passed by in the blink of an eye and turned out to be very interesting. It has been 20 minutes. Well, actually, no, 30 minutes. Okay, thank you very much for taking the time. I'm glad we have finally met in St. Petersburg. Yeah, that was great.